Ladies, I'm here on a show, and I'm here to talk about some MLB news. I have a lot of trade rumors, a bunch of stuff to talk about here, so let's get right into it. And I'm doing this while the Xfinity race is going on because it's pretty bad, and I'll have a lot to rant on during that review when the race is over. But let's talk about some MLB on the show. So the Arizona Diamondbacks, they were reportedly planning to be deadline, end quote, buyers after GM Mike Hazen told reporters that, end quote, as of now, that calls we're making, we're looking to add talent to the team, end quote. Hazen said he will end quote, to be able to target Arizona's bullpen, a position player, and to, end quote, go from there, end quote. Seen Court immediately, I was like, no way. But if you're a D-Max fan, yeah, I mean, they're in the wild card picture, so it makes sense for them to try and be buyers. They definitely need to go against some bullpen help. And they could get maybe a position player. Their position players are good, but I think they can maybe get an upgrade, but we'll see. They definitely need bullpen help. Maybe try and go get a closer. I don't know. So the Baltimore Orioles are among the teams showing interest in Oakland A's closer Mason Miller per John Heyman. Along with Miller, the Orioles have showed continued interest in Marlins relief pitcher Tanner Scott. The Orioles are going to do something. But, I mean, would they really need Mason Miller? Because you have Felix Bautista is going to come back. Kimbrel's great as an now. And you'd probably rather go get Tanner Scott because he's performing great, and you'd have to give up less. But if you're the A's, do you really want to move Mason Miller? I mean, he has multiple years of control. I just don't know if you want to move him. Like, how crappy is it the A's are moving, and then one of the few shining bright spots to bring joy to fans for the last season could be possibly traded. But the Orioles are going to do something. I mean, they have to possibly go get a starter or bullpen guy. Just in my opinion. So the Miami... What the fuck is happening? The Miami Marlins and Pittsburgh Pirates have had, end quote, exploratory trade conversations regarding outfielder Jazz Chisholm Jr., per Craig Mish. Mish notes that other teams have expressed more, end quote, serious interest in Chisholm than Pittsburgh, but nothing is imminent at this point. And people will say, oh, why would the Pirates do this? Because they desperately need a center fielder. And maybe they won't do this, but this is definitely a Pirates move if I've seen one. And the Pirates are literally 0.5 back in the wild card, and they're actually playing good baseball right now. And people will be like, oh, same story every season, good first half, followed by collapse, but this is simply not true, because they were 500 at the All-Star break for the first time since 2016. And they definitely need a center fielder, so this really wouldn't be that bad of a move, in my opinion. So, some good news here for Tigers fans. Tigers ace, left-handed pitcher Tariq Skubal is reportedly not expected to be moved at the trade deadline, but right-handed pitcher Jack Flaherty could be available, per at Alden Gonzalez. I mean, Jack Flaherty is definitely going to get traded. He's having a really good season, so you might as well get some value for him while you can. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. If you're the Tigers, why would you trade an ace pitcher and trade Skubal? So now the St. Louis Cardinals will, end quote, likely target Rays right-handed pitcher Zach Eflin and Rangers right-handed pitcher Nathan Eovaldi ahead of the July 30th trade deadline, per at John Denton. Nah, I think Eovaldi could get traded, but I don't know. He could maybe even get an extension. I don't know. He could get traded. I won't rule it out. But I don't know if you want to trade a bunch of assets for one of these two guys, because it's not like they've been elite this year. Nathan Eovaldi has been as good as last year, but we'll see. White Sox ace left-handed pitcher Garrett Crochet is, end quote, at the top of the Dodgers list this trade deadline, per Alden Gonzalez. All I'm saying is we better get a starting pitcher, whether it's Garrett Crochet, Jack Flaherty, somebody. Because this rotation now isn't it. We need to get a starter. Because the starting pitching has been terrible this last bit. Gavin Stone was good last night. And Tyler Glasnow has been great this whole season. And besides the last few starts he had. But the White Sox are going to have to get a few prospects and maybe some MLB players. I mean, yeah, I know we got Kershaw coming back, but we can't just rely on pitching coming back. Bobby Miller's trash. Buehler's not the same guy. Kershaw. You can't just rely on injured guys. You have to go up there and get a starting pitcher, but you can go get some offense too. You can go get an offense, but Garrett Crochet is going to be the most likely option for the Dodgers this offseason, or this trade deadline. I mean, I beg your pardon, how's that family? Mets slugger Pete Alonso appears to be staying put with the team as the New York Mets, end quote, continue to seek bullpen help and remain a, end quote, buyer this trade deadline, per John Heyman. Casual saw a 90-year-old man pitch Alonso terrible at the Derby. I'm just kidding. I mean, I don't think anybody wants Pete Alonso, man. He's just not good. He's just not that good anymore. I'm not talking about... I mean, he's just not that great of a player. I mean, yeah, he hits a lot of homers, but... they need to get some bullpen help, though. So the Tampa Bay Rays will reportedly, end quote, listen to trade calls for outfielder Randy Arozarena, first baseman Yandy Diaz, and third baseman Isaac Paredes, per John Morosi. Randy's not bad. People look at the average. It's what, it's over 200 now, but his last, since what, June 1st, he's hitting like 278. But this is, but I don't know. This is kind of the same report that said Ohtani was on a flight to Toronto. So unless it's Passan or Rosenthal, I'm not going to trust it. But they definitely could trade some of these guys. We'll see. But I definitely wouldn't mind. Definitely wouldn't mind us getting Randy Arozarena. But if Mason Miller was to get traded, it's going to be a big haul, because an MLB executive has said that it would take a, end quote, Herschel Walker type trade for any team to convince Oakland to trade phenom closer Mason Miller, given that he's under team control through 2029, per John Heyman. For those unaware, then Dallas Cowboys running back Herschel Walker was traded to Minnesota, to the Minnesota Vikings, for 13 future draft picks and 4 veteran players in 1989. So no one is going to get him then. If they're going to ask for a lot of prospects and players, like current MLB players, then yeah, they're screwed. So the Toronto Blue Jays and star slugger Vladimir Guerrero Jr. are reportedly, end quote, not particularly close on a contract extension, leaving him under team control through the end of the 2025 season for now, per Mark Feinsand. Feinsand notes that an, end quote, overwhelming offer could make Toronto, end quote, consider trading Guerrero, even though they have no current plans to move him. He's going to re-sign. It's rumors like this that make people go crazy. But we'll see. I mean, but if you're not going to plan on extending him, you should just trade him. But I think they'll bring him back. So the New York Yankees are reportedly not looking to trade outfield prospect Jason Dominguez ahead of the July 30th deadline, as Dominguez will, end quote, likely earn a starting spot in New York's outfield next season, per Joel Sherman. So Soto could leave. There's a chance he could leave. So there's a chance if he does leave, they bring up Jason Dominguez. We'll see though. It could play out different than this. So the Dodgers, White Sox, Blue Jays have been named as teams that are anticipated to be, end quote, very active at the July 30 trade deadline via Deadspin. The Blue Jays should be active in firing their entire management staff, possibly. The Blue Jays are going to be sailors, most likely, and the White Sox will probably be trading like Garrett Crochet, Eric Fetty, Luis Robert Jr., some of those guys. The fuck is happening? Oakland A's phenom closing pitcher Mason Miller says he is, end quote, open to returning to the starting rotation down the line, but is somewhat, end quote, tempted to stick where he's found such success in his first full year. Basically, you say, I mean, he should just be a closing pitcher, come out of the bullpen, honestly. So catcher Carson Kelly, who's slashing 247, 326, 410 with a 736 OPS with 7 homers and 29 RBIs, is an, end quote, intriguing trade piece for the Detroit Tigers as the organization is, end quote, widely expected to be sellers at the deadline. I think they'll sell, and they're like 6 games back of the wild card. I don't think they'll make it. But Carson Kelly, I mean, he's solid. So veteran right-handed pitcher Noah Syndergaard will reportedly be making a comeback effort for the 2025 season, garnering free agent interest from San Diego and Pittsburgh this past winter, per John Heyman. Syndergaard, he will presumably have a few showcase efforts this upcoming offseason in front of interested teams in hopes of finding a new deal with a non-roster invite to spring training. Just hang it up. You suck. The Dodgers and Guardians, who each have pitching labs, couldn't fix them. We couldn't fix them, the Guardians couldn't fix them. Does Tampa Bay want to try and fix him? If they can't, maybe he's done. The Philadelphia Phillies and Kansas City Royals reportedly have trade interest in White Sox outfielder Tommy Pham, per at John Heyman. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. That'd be interesting there in Philly, you know, Tommy Pham, Philadelphia. But the annual Pham trade at the deadline rumors have arrived. But I think Tommy Pham will destroy that team. So if I'm a Phillies fan, I'd be like, no, we're good. I ain't gonna talk about this because Scooball's team probably gonna stay with the Tigers. There was rumors if he has like the Orioles and Dodgers, but that's not gonna happen now. The Yankees and Mariners are among the teams that are, end quote, considering trading for Marlins outfielder Jazz Chisholm Jr., per John Heyman. The Kansas City Royals are, end quote, openly seeking a versatile player this deadline. Have also shown interest in Chisholm, per Bob Nightingale. The Mariners need some offensive help, but I just don't think Jazz Chisholm will like be the biggest offensive help. I feel like he would be the same for the Yankees. Like, he's not going to help them. I mean, that's all the MLB news on Instagram here with 358 Baseball. Shout out to that. But yeah, that's really all I'm going to say for this video. So until next time, Malcolm Light. Peace.